Hello friends, I've decided to do this blog as a video because I thought it might be more appropriate for you to see me as I encourage you with my words rather than just to read what I've written. It's not been an easy year, I think we can all agree on that. On a global level, we've experienced a pandemic and illness unlike anything we've ever seen in a generation. This has hit home for us personally, and as those around us continue to deal with this illness, I'm reminded of some of the new phrases that have been birthed throughout this year, including cautiously optimistic and the new normal. I've named this blog The New Normal Epilogue. Pastor Chuck did a 5-part series on the new normal when we were in the midst of quarantine. I'm not trying to take away from anything he said. I just want to reinforce his message because I don't ever want to forget his words. Let's look at some statistics for a moment. 343,000 people have died due to COVID-19 in the U.S. to date, but 1.64 million have recovered. There have been 1.81 million deaths due to COVID-19 worldwide, but 46.9 million have recovered. 25,000 deaths due to hunger and related causes occur each day, and 24.9 million people to date are victims of forced labor and human trafficking worldwide. Please understand, I'm not trying to diminish the loss that those have experienced as a result of this horrific virus with these numbers. We've all been personally affected by COVID, and I believe that we should use caution and good common sense in trying to protect ourselves and others. But the biggest pandemic in our world is not COVID, it's sin. Romans 7:24 says, "Oh, what a miserable person I am! Who will free me from this life that is dominated by sin and death?" Because of sin, we will suffer in this world. But because of Jesus, the story doesn't end with sickness, tragedy, and death. In the New Testament, we see that Jesus ate with sinners. He befriended those who weren't the religious leaders of the time. He went beyond the walls of religion to reach those who needed to be reached. This lifestyle was so important to our beloved Pastor Chuck, who could be seen every day being the hands and feet of Jesus, loving the unlovable, reaching out to those who had no one, doing his part to end the global sickness of sin. I want this to be my new normal. I don't want to just go to church and read my Bible on a regular basis just so it's something that I check off every day or every week. It's never been about doing the right things or saying the right things. It's always been about my personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And God has given me and us everything we need for life and godliness. One thing we love to say at Northside is love God, love others, and serve. If I'm not loving others the way that God loves them, then I'm not really loving God. And if I'm not doing what I can to serve my fellow man, I'm not really following the teachings of Jesus. I believe that God is reviving his church. My mom and I had a conversation about this recently. She asked me what I thought revival looks like. She's wise like that. She knows how to ask questions that prompt a thoughtful response. Without a moment's hesitation, I immediately responded that revival is people running into the church doors because they just need more of God. We also discussed that typically there has to be something catastrophic or devastating to bring people in because they recognize their need for God. If this pandemic has taught us anything, it's that we need each other's prayers and ultimately God's help. If the tragedies of this year have taught us anything, it's that we can't get through them without the strength of God to carry us every day. More than ever, I recognize that my new normal means pressing into Jesus, having an intimate relationship with him, so that when pandemics tragedies, and storms come through, I'm sure-footed on the solid rock of Jesus Christ. My new normal means that I don't look like the rest of the world because I'm reflecting the light of Christ and trusting God even when I don't understand His ways or the things that happen. My new normal is working to encourage others like you to join me on this journey. I hope these words encourage you on this last day of 2020. Tomorrow, when we wake up and the year is 2021, I pray that your family is blessed and safe. And above all, I pray that you recognize the hand of God on your life and make His purpose your new normal.